So, Night of Champion has come and go, and we've got two shocking results from the event. Two results that I don't think were on the card for any of us fans, and that's obviously Sami Zayn picking up the win against Kerry and Cross, and Solo Sikoa is the new United States champion. So, without any further ado, let's go into it and go through Night of Champions. Welcome to another exciting episode of Simon Says Wrestling with me, Simon. And what a weekend! What a weekend in Saudi Arabia. Once again, a huge shout out to the Saudi Arabian crowd for obviously hosting Night of Champions. And yeah, so there's some some interesting results coming out of Night of Champions. Some that we did see coming, and some that we obviously didn't see coming. I'm gonna start off with Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. This was a street fight, and Rhea Ripley came out on top. And obviously, I don't think this is the end for Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez, obviously, given the fact that they have such a great history. I loved the promo package that they played just before the match to obviously highlight the history that they both have had together. And I was just wondering why they never played that when, like, the week before the whole event. Like, I didn't understand why they would play it at Night of Champions. That promo obviously detailing the history and obviously how this whole thing came about. So it would have been great to see it before the whole. We saw it before the match, but a week before the match would have been great. So obviously, Rhea Ripley coming out on top. Personally, there's rumors that Rhea Ripley might be going back into the women's heavyweight championship scene. Nope. Let's rather not. Let's just give it maybe one last match before SummerSlam or at SummerSlam with Raquel Rodriguez, or give it like a three matches. Now Rhea Ripley has won this one. We give it the next to Raquel, and then obviously going forward, we can maybe consider start having Rhea Ripley going after the World Heavyweight Championship. But for this point in time, I would really like to see someone else challenging for that World Heavyweight Championship. Like I said, Rhea Ripley is a huge star, and she probably does deserve it, but I don't think now is the time, because given the fact that both her and Bianca Belair were defeated at WrestleMania by Io Sky. Winning one street fight match isn't going to qualify you for a World Heavyweight Championship match. But we've seen crazier things in WWE. Jade Cargill winning the Queen of the Ring tournament. Yeah. It fell a bit flat. It fell a bit flat compared to what I was expecting. The reaction, obviously the crowd not vibing or siding with Jade Cargill. Like, a lot of people on the internet didn't want to see Jade Cargill winning this, but I believe Jade Cargill is obviously the one with a bigger story compared to Asuka. A great showing out for Asuka, and I think, me personally, Io Sky should just grant Asuka the heavyweight championship, given the fact that she might not have a story going forward into SummerSlam, and keeping that title on ice and not defending it is not doing that title any good at this point in time. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the king of the ring. And oh my God. I don't know. I'm getting heel vibes from Cody Rhodes. I'm getting so many heel vibes. There's so many hints and seeds being planted with Cody Rhodes. The fact that Randy Orton obviously was selling during the whole match, having injured his lower back, given the fact that Randy has a huge and long history with back surgery. Cody Rhodes targeted that back, and him targeting that back, for me, is not such a bad thing, because at the end of the day, we are two opponents. Randy had made it obviously clear the fact that he would do whatever it took to obviously get to win the King of the Ring, to face Cena at SummerSlam. And one of those things that Randy Orton was willing to do was take off the turnbuckle in one of the corners and put Cody Rhodes through that turnbuckle, obviously through a means of cheating. I think Cody Rhodes saw this. Him pushing Randy Orton into the turnbuckle has nothing to do with irony or coincidence. He literally saw Randy Orton take off the turnbuckle. He capitalized on that and then threw Randy Orton into the turnbuckle. So for me, Cody Rhodes choosing to actually throw Randy Orton in the turnbuckle that was exposed, that for me is giving heel vibes. The promo that he gave after the show, I know many would call it focus, him being focused and him being ready to obviously reclaim what's his, but that was a heel promo. That was a heel promo, and it's mixed in with the good guy who's slowly turning into a bad guy. It's nothing like Homelander would be giving. It's more Eren Yeager. The opposite reaction equals the action that has happened to him. So I think coming out of SummerSlam, we could either have Cena versus Rhodes one-on-one, or they could actually take all four opponents for John Cena and put them in a fatal four-way, which would then give Cody Rhodes enough reason to actually turn heel, given the fact that he had to go through King of the Ring to get to the finals of the King of the Ring, win it for a title opportunity, yet people are just getting a match in his supposed spot. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do going forward. But I think now we have set for SummerSlam John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Or if they actually want to be sassy about it, they could have John Cena versus Randy Orton versus R-Truth. And that will be a three-way. Who could be the fourth person? It shouldn't be Cody Rhodes, because I'm thinking they'd want to take the title off of John Cena, give him his biggest test, for him to obviously defend it on night one and defend it on night two. But that's just me dreaming and how I would obviously book the whole scenario. But at this point in time, it looks like we're going for Cody Rhodes and John Cena at SummerSlam. The other match on the card that we had was obviously Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Another great showing for Karrion Kross. Obviously, the reaction, the fans, obviously behind Karrion Kross, everyone else behind Karrion Kross. The one thing that we were not expecting out of that match was for Karrion Kross to lose. But he lost the match. Sami Zayn came out on top, and obviously Sami Zayn has gone through a lot of adversity. He has gone through a lot of challenges that he has fell short in. Defeating Karrion Kross for him could be equivalent to saying, giving the haters a middle finger, basically saying, you know what, I did it, even though you guys don't believe in me, I did it. But I still feel that there's more of a story going into that, and Karrion Kross can obviously be used as a tool to unravel Sami Zayn into turning into a heel. I don't know, maybe this is the end of it, but I would like to see Karrion Kross more often in the ring with such big name superstars like Sami Zayn. Being placed into a World Heavyweight Championship picture would be very, very interesting as well. But Sami Zayn coming out on top, a huge shout out to Sami Zayn, who's faced a lot of challenges, who's been through a whole lot, has been coming short in the moments where it mattered the most. So it will be interesting to see how Karrion Kross tries to play mind games with him, given in this point in time. And then we had Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu. And yeah, just what I thought we were pulling away from the whole bloodline faction, family members coming through, helping each other. Yeah, it seems that we're building another stable. Solo Sikoa is building another stable, and with rumored another huge Samoan superstar will be making his debut. So I'm thinking he's probably going to be siding with Jacob Fatu to take on Solo Sikoa's new faction. And yeah, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. Even Michael Cole at some point couldn't get their names right. It was one of the funniest things that I had heard in a while. A huge debut for one of the lowers. I think is the younger brother of Tanga and Toma. A huge shout out. I don't know which name they're gonna be going with, and it'll be interesting to see who Jacob Fatu is gonna be partnering with to obviously take on the faction of Solo Sokoa. And at this point in time, we've already got Big Jim. Another rumored Samoan coming through. So we've got three guys, and it's versus. There's four of them, I think. There's four in solo. It's JC Mateo, Tama, and obviously their younger brother and Solo Sokoa. So it's four guys. So I'm thinking maybe we're gonna get Jacob Fatu, Big Jim, um, Tanga Loa if he does come back. Is it Tanga or is it Tama? I'm just pulling a Michael Cole. And obviously the rumored new signing that the WWE will be making. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. Solo Sokoa is now 3-0 at Saudi Arabia. It looks like this is where Solo Sokoa is at his peak. Can't be defeated at Saudi Arabia. This is where Solo is at his most craziest and coolest, I would assume. But a huge shout out to Solo, obviously capturing his first singles gold, and for me it means a lot given the fact that he's been putting out so much work through the past couple of weeks, and it seems like we're going through with another family feud going into SummerSlam and probably Survivor Series. So it'll be interesting to see how they play this one out. And now for the main event, which was John Cena versus CM Punk for the last time ever. And to say that this match lived up to its hype is an understatement. It at certain points over delivered. It was great to see, like, the Money in the Bank briefcase in that brief match became unpredictable once again. Immediately when Cena had the referee down and Punk and John Cena were both on the floor and Seth Rollins' music hit, I was like, oh my God, we're so back. We're so back into saying that the Money in the Bank briefcase can be cashed in on either World Heavyweight Champion or Universal. You don't have to aim for one individual. So in that brief confrontation between Cena and Rollins and Punk, we were able to obviously establish the fact that this thing can be cashed in on any champion. You don't have to win it and go after the guy that you've had beef. You can literally just go for any champion, any world, except like this is what I'm gonna say: any world champion or universal champion. There's the universal champion. There's the world heavyweight championship. There's the intercontinental championship. There's the United States championship. There's the tag team championships, and then there's the women's. It literally goes that way. You can choose whichever champion that you would like to go after. You don't have to, like Seth Rollins, yes, was the first world heavyweight champion, but he doesn't have to go after Gunther. He can just go for whichever champion he feels. And if we're being honest, the Universal Champion is more of a power symbol than the World Heavyweight Championship. World Heavyweight Championship is a bit younger. It's now just been established. Yes, it has a lot of history with obviously the big gold and all other forms of championships that have come before it. But the Universal Championship, given the fact that when it became the Universal Championship, it was held by Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns was the peak of professional wrestling at that time and had the most power over the company. So for me, if you want to go for power, if you are striving to say that you want to control this industry, go for the Universal Championship. I loved the fact that they bought Seth Rollins up. A lot of people are asking what did Seth Rollins have to do with this match? No, Seth Rollins has the Money in the Bank briefcase. He has the most unpredictable power in the WWE at this point in time. So what better way to show people that you have an unpredictable power than being unpredictable with it? His music hit, and I literally just had flashbacks of him cashing in at WrestleMania. I'm like, he's about to pull the second heist of the century. So, but that fell through. Character development on John Cena's side, I don't know. We saw babyface Cena come out for like 2 minutes, get hit with the wind, and then 2 minutes later, he was just hugging Punk, and that smile just went from a smile upside down, and he was ready to nut shot CM Punk about CM Punk. So through all of that, but through all of those distractions, obviously with Penta coming out, um, Sami Zayn coming out, I think I might be maybe seeing the picture of what we're gonna be having at Survivor Series if it is War Games this year. We're probably gonna have Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and we're probably gonna need two people that will side with Seth Rollins. Not join the group, side with Seth Rollins. We don't need any more group members in this team. We just need someone that will agree with Seth Rollins's point of view to try and stop obviously these gentlemen who will probably be Penta, Sami Zayn, CM Punk, Jey Uso I think is gonna be added to the fold, and probably Jimmy. But Jimmy cannot be added because he's obviously on SmackDown. So it'll be interesting to see who the fifth man on this group is and who the other two guys on Seth Rollins' team that might be pulling through. I don't know. You guys let me know. Comment down below on who you think will be joining Seth Rollins' team and CM Punk's team at this point in time. So obviously we're gonna be reviving that feud with obviously CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, maybe going into SummerSlam. Obviously because Seth Rollins cost CM Punk the Universal Championship, and for Cena, Cody Rhodes is in the midst and he's gonna probably be waiting for him, and it'll be interesting to see how everything just pans out and evolves itself. For me, a really solid show. I enjoyed it. I didn't expect Jacob Fatu to lose the title this soon, but he made that title mean something once again. And hopefully Solo Sokoa can obviously elevate it to a higher level. And we'll just obviously see what he does with it. Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn, I don't think we should be done there. We should give them another obviously match, maybe at SummerSlam or somewhere to obviously mean something. Sorry about that. Obviously more TV time for Karrion Kross going forward. So it'll be interesting to see what they do going forward and how they handle this whole situation. Rhea Ripley going after the World Heavyweight Championship, for me, not now. I think Raquel Rodriguez did a good showing out, and I think if they can, probably just give one of the tag teams to Roxanne Perez and have Rhea Ripley have a opponent to go against them. So I don't know, I could be wrong in that instance. Cody Rhodes is going to be interesting to see his character development in the next few weeks. Me personally, I think you'd be tempted to turn into a heel, but I'd say rather not turn him into a heel. And we'll just see how everything goes for me. But for now, happy with how Night of Champions, genuinely surprised at some of the results. And let me know what your biggest shocker results from this whole event was. But yeah, and as always, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you've made it this far to the video, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's free. It's totally free. It's just help the channel to grow. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all for the interactions on social media. It's at Simon Says Wrestling on all social media platforms. It's X, Instagram, TikTok. Please comment, like, follow. Let's interact and let's talk more wrestling. But for now, as always, peace.